So Coach is actually in a pretty damn good mood for a variety of reasons, not the least which being, we got some very important questions answered about Trump and Kid Rock's phone call about strippers at the inauguration rally. I know you were dying to know as well. So Coach is pumped about that. But not seriously. Dude, 3-1 on NFL division round playoffs over the weekend, right? We got both Super Bowl picks that mattered, right? Both the games that mattered. 2-0 there. Flip a coin on the other two, and Coach had the Eagles originally. It was the only one he flopped on, and that's true, right? So, and we have plenty of narratives for that to work. Coach just thought, like, I don't know, sometimes Coach feels like something's so obvious to him that it's the dummy script. Right, I was like, Mariota beating the Eagles, like, two on the nose. Like, is there some stupid ass bullshit reason for them to beat the Rams with Mariota that I'm like not catching? But like, I should have just focused on my gut and like Mariota's the key. Like, yeah, he's gonna school the Eagles. That's fucking hilarious. It's a Nick Foles ritual. Why would they do it any different? I'm a dummy. Right, just overthought that one. Got a little bit too cute. But fuck the fucking Eagles, yo. I don't want to fuck with them. We're not putting any money on it, so I'm gonna root like a fucking fan. And I'm gonna tell you they fucking suck. I couldn't have rooted for this Eagles team today. I would have felt like shit, bro. I at least felt good rooting for the fucking Rams. Like, the Eagles just were sketchy. Right, both teams were sketchy. But it's like, I just felt like the Rams were fighting more. Eagles got bailed out with some big plays and some dumb calls. But, they definitely don't look like a team that's scaring our skins, in my opinion. But Coach is doing this one like real old school, right? Like like tighter editing and stuff. We're doing a true free form here. So this is actually the only picture Coach is going to use. We're going to head straight over to the notes. Okay. And Coach wants to tell you about the Buffalo Bills. He's thinking Brooklyn Bisons is like sick. Brooklyn Bisons, dude? Why the fuck are they in Buffalo, dude? I would go to some Brooklyn Bisons. I would be scared to go to Brooklyn Bisons games. Put a capital B on that shit. What am I doing here, dude? That is legit. The Brooklyn Bisons? What the fuck are we talking about? The Buffalo Bills? The dude that holds a fucking poodle and tells you to put the lotion on your skin in Silence of the Lambs, dude? That's the most cursed shit I've ever heard. They're like a poor man's Cleveland. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Give me the Brooklyn Bisons. That's all Coach has to say. And he's mad it ain't happening, so he can't take him in this AFC Championship. We need the Commander-in-Chief Super Bowl. So Coach wanted to say that is one of the things, like, there are some scenarios Coach says that are, like, impossible. And there are some that he says, like, whatever. Technically, it could be Skins over Bills. Coach says it's horseshit and he's going to fucking throw his TV out the fucking window if that's what it is. Right? Because we need to fucking beat the Chiefs' ass directly because of Sean Taylor. Right? But I guess, like, there's a technically maybe somehow we're beating the Bills instead. But you know all the reasons. Like, it's just so out of place. Fuck them. Coach is fading the Buffalo bullshitters, right? So they're done. And then Sean Taylor's fiance named Jackie, right? That's pretty cool, right? So got the Kennedy connection. Let's just pull up the NBA thing right here. Oh, I already had it. Look at me. Okay. Standings. Eastern. So just based off system, like, use your third eye, right? Right, we're not looking like based off anything else, so we're gonna be like brutally honest, not look at any numbers. Like just how Coach said, like the Blackhawks technically could be that team, and he's like pretty much killed them, but still maybe there's somehow a worst to very first finish. But we're riding the Maple Leafs, right? Like, but they do have the Indian over there, blah blah blah, right? There's actually a few teams in each conference in the NBA, right? So, the worst being like bottom to top, no Wizards, no Raptors, no Hornets, no Nets, no Sixers, no Bulls, no Pistons, no Heat, no Magic. Maybe like somehow the Hawks. Like, I'm gonna give them like an asterisk technicality, right? They're even lower than the rest of the ones I'm gonna say. But like obviously we know we got our Bucks. But I think it's like weird with the deer thing. I still don't fully understand it. Right? Unless like I'm missing something. All right, the Oshkosh All-Star. Like, why All-Stars? Like, it's just so bizarre to me. Like, is Oshkosh? Oshkosh kind of sounds like maybe it's like a Native American word. Am I tripping there? Like, I don't know. But anyways, yeah, so like the Bucks, I think they make the most sense. All the connections, but still the logo kind of throws me. It's like, why is it a fucking deer? Right? Like, except like, I guess like Native Americans and deer, and it's like you could say, why is it a tree? Right? So why is it a tree? Like, why are they doing the Irish thing? Right? So Who really knows? But Coach saying like technically, Hawks, Pacers, Bucks, and even Celtics because of the Irish thing are all like they're on the watch list, right? We can't like officially completely cross them out. The scariest being Indiana, next scariest being the Pacers, right? And then like maybe the Hawks, right? But Coach feels pretty good about the East. He thinks the West is scarier, just like in our old NFL with the Bills, Chiefs. Even though we know why it should be the Chiefs in the NFL, like basically owes it to us to fuck that up. And why would they like burn that three-peat before the Super Bowl? Like, oh, so close is so much better, right? Like, still technically the Bills are somehow scary because we've seen that go down before. We've seen the Chiefs beat the Bills, or the Redskins beat the Bills. So maybe that's somehow a ritual, right? Who knows? So, but Coach says no. Coach says we're beating the Chiefs, and then, but just like there, Coach says there's absolutely no one. Obviously, it's only the Eagles over there. Like, not even worth talking about, right? So it's down to three teams in the NFL: the Commanders, the Bills, and the Chiefs, and we only have one that can win, and that would be the Skins. Of course, Coach thinks like maybe, I guess, 0.1% chance. It's like somehow the Chiefs, not 0.1, like a thousandth of a percent, right? That it's somehow the Chiefs beating the Skins. But for all practical like operating assumptions, like I'm just taking Skins over Chiefs and forgetting all else for the billion reasons, right? The basketball's a little bit sketchier. I'm still basically just going Bucks over Braves, Bucks over Clippers. It makes way too much sense to Coach for a billion reasons, right? But like you gotta technically put the Warriors on there, okay? Because it's like a Indian thing, right? And I fucking hate to say it because this is actually the one like somehow kind of scares me about the whole thing. Why did the Timberwolves used to have those big stupid trees on their court? Like I thought they were actually awesome. They're not even stupid, but like Timberwolves, and like maybe it's the Timbers and not the Austin Football Club, right? Coach thinks it's a little bit cuter, and they don't want to go to Timbers and Timberwolves, but like, isn't it crazy that they could? Like that's how hard they make this shit, dude. Like which one really fits the crossword puzzle? And Coach says the only one that actually fits the crossword puzzle is, obviously, Bucks over Clippers, right? And then he likes FC Austin, the L tree, right? He doesn't like the Timbers. He thinks that they suck, right? But it could be like we'll make it, like I said, make it up to Portland, but the curse thing, and then yeah, who knows, right? A whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, Coach feels really good about our exact matchups. Just want to throw it out there, like that's who he was really down between when it was all said and done. And then like, the Irish in the Ohio State, you still have the Bucks and Buckeyes thing. They could be dirty like that. Oh, Buckeyes grow off of trees. Don't they? I don't really know what a Buckeye is. I'm assuming it's a tree nut. So that's how tough they're making it. We got our insurance in both ways, so I'm not gonna stress too much. Coach just thinks when everything settled, the story for Notre Dame is just way better, and that's who I would actually be rooting for. As much as I hate him, if they can get me to come around, there's got to be something there. And I don't care much for anybody on their team, but I can't criticize anything they do either. Sincerely, not one thing I've seen stands out as in any way less than like excellence. Basically, like they as far as like their approach, like obviously I'm sure they make mistakes on the field, but as far as like mistakes in preparation and approach, they seem like the most locked in, the most keyed in, right? I'll bet a lot of those Buckeyes players are legit. Look, now that they made the national championship and this basically is their big victory lap, win or lose, a lot of them have already like punched their ticket for the draft, and like, but who's to say? Right, that one's the most like 50-50 out of like every one of them, right? Like, Coach just thinks the Notre Dame one makes a little bit more sense because the offensive logo, like the Buckeyes just don't do it for me without like the tree connection is really cute, and like maybe that's got to be that cute. But to me, losing the game is just too cursed. Like if I was an Ohio State fan, there would be an asterisk on this title, and that for me that's the real death knell. Like as much as it made sense when I was first saying it, the more I really studied it, I was like, they just don't even like. they always change, how the champions are decided, blah, 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 right? And there's always different, conference championships and bowls and etc. But the game is the game. And you win it or you lose it. And that's the one they seem to really care about. So I'm going to take them at their word there. I know a lot of Lions fans who would rather beat the Packers than win the Super Bowl. As crazy as that sounds, it's true. Right? So, that's where it is. But so like I said, pretty narrowed down. It's crazy how they can really make it to where it could be like Timbers, Buckeyes, right? Like, isn't that bananas? Like, even if you're as locked in as coach, like, you fucking better be so tuned in. And maybe I'm not. Maybe for some reason it is Timbers and Timberwolves and Buckeyes. Like, seriously, as fucked up as that is. But if you're on the 50 cent method and you're down to put a little insurance in, coach feels like you should still get paid, unless like coach is just absolutely like just completely out of touch. And if he is, there's no sense in ever really trying again, right? Like, we got so many right here right now. Like, yeah, I've gotten a couple in the past, and Red Sox 2086 is probably good no matter what. You know what I mean? But like, as far as like going and actually trying to like win a whole bunch, like all that, we'd probably give up. But coach thinks this is generally the best it's ever going to be, and he actually thinks this is like the hot spot right now before the Notre Dame game, because we already have a Ohio State bet, so you can run it both ways. Coach really thinks this is like the prime time to bet, but he still doesn't think you should go crazy, because he put $10 in, and like, I still had $5.50 left. Like, and this is when I really want to be getting it in, so it's not that important. You can get paid hella crazy without, just a handful of bets. Like coach really. So what is that? Is that 9 bets? Yeah, coach has 11 bets yet, I think. Burn 9 of them. Right. So there we go. And like I said, that really is like the beauty of the approach. Coach's phone is also slow, so that makes it even harder to get bets in like rapid fire. So that's why I guess for us, yeah, fuck it. But yeah, coach thinks you should actually probably run a little bit of insurance just to be safe. And you can do a lot of them where it's like just winning the conference, etc. We've talked about that sort of stuff, like the method. But yeah, coach thinks we should be very fired up. We should be really proud of where we are. We doubt anybody else is in a position as like a scripted picks channel to be feeling as good as we are rolling into this Super Bowl and this NCAA championship. Coach has to work tomorrow, so he's not going to get you a quick reaction on the championship, and it really doesn't matter all that much either way. Coach really does want Notre Dame, because there's just so much to match, like Dame and stuff. Like, I want Notre Dame, so I feel better about Bucks, etc. Because like I said, there's a few others, blah blah blah, could be popping around, right? But Notre Dame with the St. Patrick's and making people think it's gonna be Boston or something stupid. That's fucking sick. So I want that. And then oh, I knew coach had like a bang for you. So like the Lawrence Hillman like curse thing, right? So coach's gonna get real dumb here, right? Of course. But let's do this, okay? So let's do Lawrence Brothers. Y'all remember the Lawrence Brothers Disney movies? We've had so many Lawrences, man. We might as well just go all out, right? Oh shit. Brotherly love. Lawrence Brothers and Supercross. Oh. Is it weird that the Lawrence Brothers doing Brotherly Love is like the first thing that scared me so far? But like, I don't think the Lawrence Brothers doing Brotherly Love is like that big of a, you know what I mean? Like that's not even Drew Carey show. You know what I mean? Like, so that's not that scary there, and like it's not like they're dropping dead or some shit like that. But let's see. Yeah, or it's not like some super important anniversary. Like, it's just a show that existed at one point in time, right? So let's see. Well, 50th year in the business for Lawrence Brothers. I can't think of any Eagles Lawrences. How did their parents keep them humble? That's amazing. Let's read this bullshit article. I'll bet these fuckers are Hanson, yo. Doesn't that make sense? It would like be some shit like that. So oh, Coach had another one. I can't remember the name. I'm gonna try to find it right now. Oh shit, I don't have Netflix loaded up. Anyways, there's this new movie ish. It's got to be like pretty new. I can't remember what it's called, but it's about like a TSA agent trying to stop like a nerve agent, like a chemical weapon, like trying to get smuggled into the airport, right? So, basically the TSA agent, I'm telling you, like, 'cause they have him like running and stuff, and it's just the way his arms move and stuff. It's 100 fucking percent the cop from Terminator 2, the liquid one. No joke. It's gotta be. So I'll probably name drop that movie later, just letting you know that shit like didn't. So let's dig in. So off the top of my head, I told you Coach liked the movies Jumping Ship, Horse Sense, and he liked the TV series Brotherly Love. So the other ones would be Andy is the voice of T.J. Detweiler in Recess. So that's another one. And then I think there's one more that's going to pop up. But let's see here. So, of course, trio of brothers. We think Coach thinks they're handsome. And then this one is Matthew. So we're looking at Matt first. Oh, yeah, the movie H.E. Double Hockey Sticks. So he starred in that movie. That's an all-time Coach classic. That's on, the official Coach list of great sports movies. So very, very high up on the short list of hockey movies. Coach would watch it above Slapshot any day. And I'm trying to think if there's one I definitely like it better than Miracle. Might be my favorite. So, Mighty Ducks movies would be the best hockey ones. But then, yeah, I think H.E. Double Hockey Sticks would be right behind that. And then, let's see. So it was funny that, they're in a podcast with Christy Carlson Romano where they focus on rewatches of the TV series. So they watch their old show. Talk about imagine having time to sit and listen to that. Coach says there's way too many deadlines, etc. We can't just fucking listen to garbage. Coach never waste time on bullshit like that. He would like to though. Let's see. As far as there's like infinite time, right? I'd listen to the Lawrence brothers. This is like a change of pace, but Coach thinks he's got to spend his time more efficiently than that. And then so here's the movie. So it premiered 1999, right? So that's your 666. And then 96 minutes. So 6 there. Ozier. So like Wizard of Oz. They're very upfront with, trying to possess the soul, that sort of stuff in this one. It plays for the Delaware Demons. Coach thinks that's actually a hard name. You could deal with the Delaware Demons in the NHL. So we got Andy Lawrence. Let's see. So music career. So Matt was a singer. Andy started a music career. Right, and then I thought this was hilarious. He's in the movie White Man's Burden, where they like basically reverse the plights of blacks and whites, and whites are seen as genetically inferior because the children grow up without fathers, and obviously we live in the ghetto, all that sort of stuff. So it just sounds completely atrocious. Both Travolta Coach definitely gotta watch it. Man, the soundtrack really, really kills it. Like, geez, if it didn't sound bad enough. Blues Traveler, Hootie and the Blowfish, Dave Matthews Band. I mean, Bush isn't that bad, but still, Cracker's not that bad. But it's just like, geez, that is not a strong soundtrack by any means, in Coach's opinion. So, Coach saw was very interesting that none of them are actually named Lawrence, right? Like, I think Joseph Lawrence is actually Lawrence. So born Andrew James, right? So he's not even, and then Matthew is Matthew William, right? But since I guess the story would be, since Joey's the oldest, and he took the stage name Lawrence, the brothers had to follow suit there, right? So he's got the 76 coding. Matt started in 84, I believe. Let's see. 48 years old. Maybe he'll drop dead for us. Born in 1981, so that's when the Eagles appeared in their first Super Bowl. And Coach does believe that they're for sure cursed till 2086, along with Penn State and the Red Sox. That makes too much sense to Coach. Who knows what the political climate will be like then and why it would make sense as far as in regards to a president, etc. But 3 weeks before turning age 6, he appeared on The Tonight Show. What do you know? Let's see. Master of Dance. Was it My Fake Fiance? 3.6 million viewers. This dude is definitely a demon. Alrighty. And then Masked Singer is a walrus. Coach thinks walruses are hoax animals. Let's see, number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100, so he's in the music thing too. So yeah, Coach really thinks they're Hanson. And then oh yeah, so My Fake Fiance, like the plot was like, so they pretend to get married to get all the fake gifts and or free gifts and stuff, but then when, like, you know, she was gonna call it off and admit to it, but then her dad like really liked the dude, so it guilted her into like not telling him. So she just ended up walking down and they were reading the vows, right? The dude, like, you know, says like how much he loves her for real, like speaks from the heart, like how sweet, right? So what a wild ride there. So it's all a hoax. So, the hoaxster crew. Appreciate y'all.
People started screaming, "Whoa!" Like everywhere we would go across the streets and stuff at him. And that's what, like, whoa! We'd be in the urinals
that's your
and guys,
sorry,
dude, yeah.
A word that when everyone says it, they think of one person. That's a pretty powerful special kind
We
of
have
thing.
no idea what that's like.
Yeah, but nobody uses in conversation. People are driving their car and they almost crash and go, "Whoa!"
Oh, no,
that's a thing.
It is, man. It is.
Yeah, so it's just
If they're screaming bop while they're about to get into the car.
Totally.
I mean, that's when you hit the gas.